I'd like to share 3 analogies for mindfulness meditation that give you a sense of how the practice works. And so these 3 are a garden and a mirror and like a field. So we'll start with the field. So the metaphor, the analogy of a field is compared to like a narrow hallway. So a common misconception about mindfulness is that it's trying to kind of, narrow our focus in and, kind of hold everything out and push things away and achieve some sort of focused state that's going to give us relief and peace. And that approach to mindfulness kind of sets us up for a lot of struggle because the mind doesn't really work that way. And it's not a like a mental gymnastics. Rather, the notion of a field is that you take your seat in the middle of the field, and the field is your whole life, and it's your thoughts, it's your emotions, it's whatever comes up during the meditation. That is all part of the meditation. It's not like, oh, this isn't part of it, trying to get rid of this part. So you take your seat in the middle of the field. Well, and there's all kinds of things happening in that field. Obviously, there's birds and butterflies, and maybe there's a fox there that ends up killing a mouse or something, eating a mouse, and eagles flying by, clouds going by, just all kinds of things happening. Beautiful flowers radiating their fragrance and their beauty. And we're sitting in the middle of that field, and whatever happens is what's happening. And we keep returning to our seat, and that's the practice of coming back to the feelings of your body breathing, or whatever it is that your object of the meditation is. So you just keep returning to that, keep returning to the present moment by way of anchoring back to the present moment, sensation, body breathing, whatever it is. So that's the notion of a field compared to a narrow hallway. Well, another aspect of mindfulness is this quality of mirror. So mirror is that it shows us our state of mind. And that includes, the good and the bad and the ugly. And in particular, it shows us like our confused, constricted, claustrophobic mind, our speedy mind, but it also shows us our awake mind, our clear mind. And that might happen suddenly during meditation practice, or it might happen gradually over time, or both. Um, but the practice will show us our state of mind. Certainly in the beginning, it'll definitely show us our speedy, confused state of mind. And most people will give up on meditation at that point. They'll say, oh, I can't meditate. My mind is too crazy. I have too many thoughts. But actually, everybody has that. And it's just the way it's the way the mind is when the mind is not worked with. We accumulate all this momentum and all this speed, and we've never trained ourselves. We've never trained in working with our mind. Well, so the practice it'll act like a mirror, and that'll show you like, oh yeah, like my mind, I'm just like it's like a truck going downhill at 80 miles an hour. But if you stick with the practice over time, that starts to settle, and you start to see more of the clarity. But it can take time. So that's the mirror image, and then the garden. So garden is like I compare it to, say, like the notion of self-improvement. You try self-improvement is you're trying to gain some new thing and add it on to yourself. Whereas gardening is more of kind of an organic thing. And gardening, it's just a slow, gradual pro- process that takes time, and like you're cultivating the earth. You're cultivating the earth of who you are, And we all have these natural strengths and virtues and all these qualities that are very beneficial. So that's like the seeds, and the seeds are already planted. But the gardening image is that if you work with it over time and you keep cultivating your garden, things start to blossom over time. But it's really kind of a gentle, patience-based process. It's not like, I'm going to get this done, and it's not like another kind of to-do thing, list to-do thing. So that's the three analogies for mindfulness that I wanted to share. Thank you for watching, and take care, and bye for now.